folks. Before boating season starts, I thought I'd make up a few short little instructional videos on deep water fishing in freshwater lakes such as Great Lakes with a trailerable boat. Trailerable boat being something around 16, 18, 20 foot range, maybe 22. Certainly not the big lake cabin cruisers or any of the charter fishing boats or anything like that. Smaller boats, you can get to the ramp, and you can get to different lakes, you can get to different spots on those lakes, so that's a good boat to use for that. Deep water, freshwater fishing, there's two methods that I use. The one is downrigging, and the second one is Dipsy Divers. And today I'm going to introduce you to Dipsy Divers. If you're new to this, then you might get something out of this. Let's hope you do. The idea with downrigging is I run two downriggers off the side of my boat that go straight down. And I run two Dipsy Divers that go slightly out and away from the boat. So that presents a bigger fan, a bigger coverage area of the bait that I'm presenting. This is the Dipsy Diver right here. This is a nice Wonder Bread color one. You can get these in different colors. They all have a ring on them, and in the back there's a weight that you can slide around to the left or to the right. And that moves the Dipsy Diver as it's pulling. It'll move towards the boat, or it'll move fan further out. The idea of the Dipsy is to get this bait, any one of these type spoons, down to any given range. And how that works is it pulls in this direction with this in the clip position. That's the free position, and it's the clip position. So it'll pull this on an angle like this, and the Dipsy's going to try and dive down right as deep as it can get before it winds up getting pulled back up by the fishing rod. And I run a snubber on the back that it's just like a shock absorber kind of thing. So when the fish hits it, it doesn't snap it, doesn't snap the line. So you can set the Dipsy Diver the weight. If the weight is towards the boat, the Dipsy Diver is going to swing away from the boat. If the weight on the back is away from the boat, then the Dipsy Diver, obviously the weight's going to pull it this way, and it's going to pull it back underneath the boat. So I typically run it as far as it's going to go, out away from the boat. There's a release clip here that you have to adjust yourself by turning the Phillips screw, and you should be able to break it free, because you know you're going to have a certain amount of pressure from the Dipsy Diver pushing down, and then that pressure is going to be about the maximum that this will hold. And when a fish hits that, it's going to free it. Because if it doesn't free it, what winds up happening is you're fighting the fish and the Dipsy Diver. So when you set the hook on the fish, you want to pop that loose, so now the Dipsy Diver floats straight, and it's not going to offer any resistance to your fishing rod. These snubbers, you can get them. Dreamweaver makes a nice little snubber like that. Any sporting goods store will have them. Bait shops, tackle shops, all this good stuff. So behind the Dipsy Diver, I'll run about 6 feet of leader. So you can make these up yourself. These are pretty simple. You put your spoon, I guess you're gonna pull behind the Dipsy, and this goes up onto the Dipsy snubber itself right there like that. So what's going to happen is while you're pulling this, you have the tension on the water pushing on the top of the Dipsy Diver, and it's going down, and so the end of the fishing rod is going to bend over, very similar to a downrigger. So when this pops, when a fish hits that lure and it pops, it's very similar again to a downrigger. It's going to pop the Dipsy, and the tension of the fishing rod is going to disappear, and the fishing rod will point up straight, and the action of the fish, you'll see the fishing rod start dancing. That's a good thing. That's what we want to see. Downrigger fishing and Dipsy Diver fishing, I don't know if there's really any difference. I'm really kind of a newbie to this myself. I've caught just as many fish with Dipsy Divers as I have with downriggers, and my downriggers are $899 each. These Dipsies are closer to $30. So these are a very cost-effective way of getting your bait down to where the fish are. I usually run a counter reel. I have one right here. I said I'm a fisherman. So I use an Okuma convector reel, and it's got a counter on it. You just set this counter, and I'll hook this up to the fishing rod. Goes like that. The fishing rod goes on this end of the Dipsy Diver. So your snap swivel on the end of the fishing rod will clip onto this end. There again, make sure that it's properly set. And I'll run this down about 144 feet. I always run them at 144 feet. It doesn't matter what depth of water I'm in. That's just my lucky number. You'll have yours. The Dipsy Divers come with a depth chart that tells you what the setting is and what the line count and what the depth is. So you can cross-reference to where you have it set compared to the line count to get the actual depth that this Dipsy Diver is going to hover at. 144 feet always gets me 45 feet down. Like I said, that's my lucky number. I'm always going to stick with it. So you can pull your spoon down there at 45 feet down. Knowing you're 144 feet, lock your rod and set the drag. So if you're fishing by yourself, if you're out on Lake Ontario, let's say for example, and you're fishing by yourself, the Dipsy Diver is a good thing to have, because when you've got the drag set on the fishing rod and the clicker on, you can drive your boat, you can stay focused on where you're going, and just pay attention to the sound. And if you hear the drag starting to be pulled off, you know you got a fish on. You can pop your boat in neutral and not have to worry about it. Anything behind the Dipsy Diver, such as a flashing board, no. The flashing boards go on the downriggers. Dipsy Divers, they're just the attractant themselves. And you just count on the spoon to catch the fish. Okay, I think that's it. I hope you guys, anybody out there picks up a thing or two about Dipsy Divers. Like I say, they're very cheap, they're very cost effective to get the bait down there and presented. But there again, they do have their limits. They'll only go down so far. Downriggers, you can go down deeper if you want, but does it matter? Yeah, probably not. I haven't noticed any depth difference in fishing 300 feet of water or fishing 80 feet of water. I always do it at 45 feet and I always catch fish. That's just probably where the water changes temperature. Okay, so that's video 1. I'll get into downrigger fishing at a later video, and I'll walk you through that. Before I go, if you've got a pool noodle at home, you'll probably find this is your best friend on a boat, because you can wrap up all of your 6-foot leaders on that and stow it away somewhere nice, and you're not tripping over it. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Good fishing, tight lines.